More laughter.
Tama po, tama.
More fun.
Here.
Dude, again, just a plug.
More LAC. Only here on INCRadio, Los Angeles.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone tuning in to INC Radio Los Angeles. So I am one of your hosts for today. I am Brother Stephen Honrade, coming to you from the local congregation of Santa Clarita. So today's topic is going to be a great one, actually. I'm very excited. But of course, I'm not here alone. I am with my lovely co-host and handsome co-host as well. I am Sister Bree. How are you, Sister Bree?
Hi, Kuya Stefan. Hello, everyone. My name is Sister Bree, also from the local congregation of Santa Clarita. And that's all I can remember to say. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all who are tuning in to INC Radio Los Angeles. And like what Kuya Stefan said, we are not alone. We have one more other co-host who isn't from Santa Clarita, but he still is really cool. Kuya Paul?
Wow, thank you for that nice introduction, Sister Bree. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who's tuned in. Once again, we are INC Radio Los Angeles Satellite Studio. And just one quick question, Brother Stefan. Which one is the lovely co-host and which one is the handsome? I'm just kidding. Right now, it's 9:03 in the morning. Uh,
Wow.
I remember
Good
earlier.
morning.
I know, like you were up early today. Like I messaged Kuya Stefan earlier, like around 8:30. I was like, let me just go take a quick shower, bro. Anyway, like what you mentioned earlier, today's topic is actually one of the, I think, for, me personally, I think it's one of our coolest topics that we've done because we're going to be talking about one of our sisters and her career life choice. And Brother Stefan was nice enough, kind enough to actually visit her and was able to do to chat with her like a little bit. Huh, Brother Stefan? How was that? Before we show everyone how the video. How was the interview?
It was great. It was great. I'm very very excited to interview her just shortly. So it's gonna be awesome. It's very exciting just to
Uh,
learn learn her field.
yeah. So before we actually we ask Kuya Tech, Sister Bree, since like last week we were talking to Ate Jo, like she is one of the guest speakers that we have who is in the medical field. What about our next guest? First of all, do you know her personally? Because I know she used to be from Santa Clarita, right?
Yes, she used to be from the very cool local congregation of Santa Clarita. We're still gonna go with this. She actually used to be our Kadiwa president as well before she transferred to San Fernando Valley.
Ah.
Yeah, it was really nice. I liked having her as a Kadiwa president. I also love Kuya Stefan as a Kadiwa president. No, don't hate him either. But
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's
You see
okay.
Stefan's like, no, I'm just kidding. So, any idea of what she does though? Like, since you keep saying last week to Ate Jo that, oh yeah, I'm majored in biology and all that. I know what you're talking about. No, I'm just kidding. So, but do you have any idea what our guest does without giving
actually,
it away?
yes, I won't give it away. I actually, when I was still in school, I actually considered this as a career. Um, it was there was like this one event that I attended that really piqued my interest and then made me want to be what Sarah is. I don't want to say it yet. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
I
okay.
know a little bit about
Okay.
it. Nothing too
Uh,
crazy. Yeah.
okay, we'll talk about it more right after. But without any further ado, before that, Brother Ivan Capistrano said, "Good morning, bro. Good morning to you too, Brother Ivan. I just read your message. Anyway, Kuya Tech, you can go ahead and cue our main topic for this morning. Go ahead, po. Take it away.
All right, so thank you so much for tuning in to INC Radio Los Angeles. Again, I am your host for today. I'm Brother Stephen Honradi, coming to you from the local congregation of Santa Clarita. All right, so here with me is a very special guest with me, and today's topic is a really awesome topic because we are, for this month of June, we are talking about brethren in the medical field and how they got started in their own profession. So here with me is our special guest, Sister Sarah, from the local congregation of San Fernando. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Awesome. So, so for today, there are just a lot of things that I'm really interested, to be honest, because I'm very curious as to what your profession is, and maybe I could probably learn something about your profession, and maybe I could probably be in the wrong profession. Maybe learn something about a thing or two about your field. So the first question that I want to ask from you is what is your profession and what is phlebotomist? If that is the right the right thing to say.
Yes, you said it right. It's phlebotomist or phlebotomy, CPT certified phlebotomist technician. So what it is, it's just we have different nicknames. Sometimes they call it vampires, but what we do is we draw blood, we collect blood for various testings or for blood donation. And depending on where you work, you sometimes take it to a lab, or if you're in a clinic, or if you do mobile. So there's different duties.
That's interesting. That's already that sounds more that sounds already interesting to me. But so how long? Well, first of all, like how did you discover about this, and how long have you been going onto this program?
I did my research. I always wanted to kind of not necessarily be fully involved in the medical field, but just have a little bit of a knowledge and a little foot in there. And so it's like a very short course, depends what school you go to. I took the fast-paced course, and it's pretty easy, and it's very, anybody can do it. It's easy to understand. It's you have to have a little bit of knowledge of the science classes and all that.
Nice. So all those for all those viewers, like maybe you can have a chance, or maybe you can pique your interest in this field. But for me, like my question is like, what was like your initial thing? Like, what really piqued your interest in getting into it? Like, for example, like whenever I donate blood, or whenever I go into like maybe like a doctor's appointment and they draw my blood, there's times where like I question, or maybe there's always questions of how did they get started about drawing blood. So like what really piqued your interest in getting into this field? Like, did you just research, or what was like your initial thing?
Yes, well, like I said, I like to learn a lot of things. I'm a very curious person. You have your whole life to learn as much as you can. That was pretty much what piqued my interest, just because, like I said, I wanted to have a little bit of knowledge there. And I also, one of the main reasons I want to have my own schedule and control my own schedule with doing the mobile. That way I can have more freedom and do a lot of other things. Right. So
that's awesome. That's pretty cool. So next question is, I know like going through school and just going onto this program, I'm pretty sure, as every career, right, there's always going to be challenges and many setbacks. My question is, like what are the challenges like that you had to encounter, while you were going through this program?
Well, traveling to and fro, and the testing. You really have to understand. It's a pretty conceptual testing, so you have to understand that, and so that was a little bit of a challenge there.
like, was there anything that you had to like study or maybe even memorize? Like, I'm pretty sure, there's always going to be, a lot of, a lot of like just terms and, a lot of these things that you need to, study in the medical field. Like, was there anything like very, tough? Like what was the hardest thing you had to encounter or maybe like overcome during those times that you were in the program?
I get test anxiety, so
Me too.
yes, so that in itself was big for me because it's like you go in there, before you go in there you're confident, but then when you get there you get a little bit of anxiety.
Right.
So I prayed before to stay calm.
That's good.
And yeah.
Um,
That was it.
Nice. And so, like, I know, you are a church officer in the church, inside the Church of Christ. And, of course, being a church officer, you have a lot of responsibilities, correct? And while you're performing as a church officer, while you are, again, studying, correct? Like, as in, like how were you able to balance between studying and then of course making sure that you're passing all these tests, and at the same time performing your offices? Like how did you balance between those two?
Well, my job, before, well, the caregiving, really, that's the reason why I had got into caregiving first, because it's the only job that I believe I was going to have some free time and to study at work, because before I was in retail and there's no way I had any opportunity there. And so I took advantage of my little free time to study there and to just kind of prepare myself, and also driving. I kind of recorded myself, hear myself. So that's how I.
So that's really awesome, because like as also a church officer, right? Like you're always it's going to be very challenging, and because you're always balancing, right? You're always trying to find the perfect time, right? The perfect way to balance between church and school. But there's one question that I've been dying to ask, which is like who. Of course, when you're trying to draw blood, right? You're sticking needles, right? Like who did you end up practicing to stick these needles? Because like I for the audience, like that's very challenging. It's hard. So like how did you practice? Was it like, is there like a dummy, or like how did you practice?
Funny thing, that was never. I guess I was meant to kind of be on that field. That never really scared me. We practice on our fellow students, our classmates, and then we also practice. We can bring our friends and our loved ones, and a lot of my relatives, they came, and because part of the training you have to be relaxed so they can be relaxed. So I was relaxed the whole time. Because
that's good, because I'd be nervous.
Yes.
I'd be really nervous. So
I noticed I purposely was nervous with my sister to see if she react, and she did. So that's a true thing. Like if you're relaxed, they are relaxed. So they all did very well with that.
That's good.
And as far as balancing my duties and all that, I try to not get distracted and think about my studies while I'm performing my duties, because I don't want it to distract me from singing or doing anything. So I try to take advantage and study as much as I can, not while I'm even on my way here.
And it's what's really great is while we're at church, right, we're always performing our duties, and at the same time we're always trusting in God, right? Making sure that whatever we do, we always pray first and always putting our trust and relying on Him for all the things that we need, right? So my last question for you is, like, what advice can you give to those who would want to follow your footsteps in pursuing this career? Maybe for the audience here that are tuned in, what is, like, maybe those are, the audience may be, interested, right? So, I mean, what is one piece of advice, or maybe a couple of things that you could say about this career, and what's really great about this career?
I would say, like, for me, I was brought up a little different. I had to replace, I had to kind of take the job of my dad for a while, and so I didn't really get to finish anything. And when I got older, I started, like, getting upset or maybe resenting them. But then I realized, that opportunity never left my life. Like, you always have an opportunity to learn something, whether it's at a young age or when you're old. So it's never, you're always, God always going to give you opportunities.
Yes.
And so I'm thankful that I still have, the ability to do both, work and go to school, and so I'm thankful. So to just continue to stay curious, to still pray, and don't feel like you are falling behind because you are young and you haven't figured it out. Like, you are going to figure it out.
Right. So thank you, Sister Sarah. It's very inspiring because for me, just telling you're just sharing your story, and just sharing how how you were able to still do this and still perform your duties. It's very inspiring to me. So before we go, is there any other last minute shoutouts that you want to share to the audience for INCRadio Los Angeles?
Just continue, studying hard, and especially your duty, and it will pay off. Just, continue praying, and yeah, just the best of luck.
All right. So thank you so much, Sister Sarah. It's been a joy to talk to you just more about your career, and how you're doing too as well. So this is it for our segment for today. I hope you enjoyed our segment where there's going to be a lot of more brethren sharing about their careers, about more about their medical field. So stay tuned, and yeah, back to you.
Awesome, awesome. Dang. First of all, thank you so much, Sister Sarah, for agreeing to be our guest for this week. And then props to you, Brother Stefan. You did so great. I think that's
I'm
your
back already.
I know. I think that's like one of your calling, bro. Like one of the best things that you do is like interviewing people and all that. It seems like you guys were so relaxed during your conversation. It's just like not sticking a needle in your arm.
I mean, it was a prank.
I like that. I like that. Anyway, so what's up next? We're going to do a weather report. Go ahead, Brother Stefan.
All right, so we have our children's worship service children that are here to report the weather for today. So first up, we have Brother Lucas from the local congregation of Glendale. So good morning, Brother Lucas.
Good morning, Paul.
All right, so what's the weather for today in your area of Glendale?
Good morning, everyone. This is Brother Lucas reporting the weather for the Los Angeles and Glendale area. You can expect a cloudy morning with temperatures around 65 degrees, which is perfect weather for a light jacket or hoodie. And by lunchtime, it will get warmer, reaching up to about 70 degrees. You might want to switch to a t-shirt, or you can keep wearing your jacket. It's fine. In the evening, as the sun sets, it'll start to cool down, but not too much. It's going to be around 65 degrees. Great for an evening walk or bike ride before dinner. When it's time to go to bed, it will be a bit cooler, around 63 degrees. Nice weather to sleep with the windows slightly open if your parents say it's okay. Now for
All
some
right.
tips for the day. Wait, hold on. Don't forget to
Oh,
put on
okay.
sunscreen if you're staying outside during lunchtime, and stay hydrated with water, especially during playtime. And that's your friendly weather report for today in the Los Angeles Glendale area. Keep tuning in for more fun here in our INC radio show with our hosts, Brother Stephen, Brother Paul, and Sister Brianna. Thank you, Paul.
All
Oh
right.
wow!
All
All right, all right,
right.
all right, all
That was so
right.
good.
You know.
I love it. So Brother Lucas, do you have any shout outs before we pass out to our brother Lance?
Yeah, I actually do. Uh, Shout out to my parents, my friends, my sister, and of course the Los Angeles and Glendale area, of course.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Brother Lance. Brother Lucas. So next up, we have Brother Lance from the local of North Hollywood. So good morning, Brother Lance.
Good morning.
All right. So what's the weather for in that location of North Hollywood?
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Currently, it's 9:22 in the morning. Right now, the weather in North Hills, Los Angeles County is partly cloudy, but do not worry, as it will be mostly sunny conditions expected from 12 noon. The temperature is 62 degrees, going as high as 77 degrees. This morning is a good day to help mom and dad with some chores. And when the sun comes out, it is nice to go out to the park for a walk or ride your bike and even have a picnic with the family. Just do not forget to put on sunscreen and wear your sunglasses for sun protection. Reporting live on for INC Radio Los Angeles Satellite Studio from the local congregation of North Hollywood. I am Brother Lance Rogacion, bringing you more laughter, more fun, and more LAC.
All right, great job, Brother Lance.
Wow.
And then lastly, do you have any other shout outs before we move on to our next segment?
Shout out to my parents, my brother, my little sister, my grandparents, and my whole local congregation.
Awesome. So
Awesome.
thank you so much, Brother Lance and Brother Lucas. We thank you so much for that weather report. I know it's gonna be. I now know the weather now. So thank you so much.
You know how great. Anyway, like last week we have like two sisters. Now we have two brothers. I don't know who did it better, but they're both great. They're both cute. I think we already found our future panelists and hosts for INC Radio with these kids. And like what we mentioned last week, those are just only like a few of our local congregations here in our ecclesiastical district. There's more to come in the following weeks. What do we have next, Sister Bree?
Up next, we cannot forget all of the live chats that everyone has been leaving us during our main topic. There were so many, and you cannot see the first one anymore because they keep on coming. But I wrote down what the first one was. The first one was our multimedia advisor, Ka Andrew Makadeng. So thank you so much for being here before our broadcast. Not only him, but Ka Joel was also here too, and Ka Brando. They were all here. They were kind of chatting in the live chat for a little bit before the show started. Thank you so much for waiting for that. I did want to note the most interactive person in our chat, which is always Scott Andrew. He's always there saying, "Hi, everyone. Gives
True,
everyone good morning."
true.
When we
Oh.
can't, it's great.
How about you, brother Stefan? A few of the comments you seen. Chris Stefan, are you
Oh,
there?
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, we thank you so much for continuing to tune in. We have just special mentions. We have Kahapi Esteban from the local Santa Clarita. We have Ka Jason also, and then as well as Ka Linwell from hashtag North Hollywood. What else? Who else? Who else? We have Ka Julius and Bulin from Lancaster. Ka John. Kajan, yeah, I'm sorry, Kajan De Leon, Ka AJ, Capistrano. We have so much. So continue to tune in, to comment down below. And we are just a lot. We are just just a lot of overwhelming comments
I
in the
know.
in the team live chat. So continue to tune in.
I know. Before we Kuya Tech plays our last segment, shout out to brother EJM. He always like messages me to Kadeen, to our resident ministers, Ka William and Ka Ed. Kumusta po kayo dyan? All right, Kuya Tech, go ahead po for our very last segment, our CFO in action. Go ahead.
CFO in action. Here in the District of Los Angeles County, California, the Christian family organizations continue to hold activities to strengthen, edify, and have the love of the brotherhood. In the Ecclesiastical District of Los Angeles County, California, the brethren have come together for the much anticipated Unity Games Bowling Edition. This event not only showcases the sporting talents of our brethren, but also strengthens the bond of unity within the Church of Christ. Several local congregations held a CFO Youth Summit for the youth members that consist of the Binhi organization, which are youth members that are baptized to 17 years of age, and the Kadiwa organization, which are youth members that are 18 years of age and not married. After watching a video provided by the church administration, the youth members were able to learn and to be strengthened in their faith. All of the families of the CFO organizations in various locals were able to participate in the CFO family bonding to spend time with their families. For CFO in Action in the District of Los Angeles County, California, I am Brother Stephen Hunrider.
Very good, Brother Stefan. And those were like the past few activities that we had here in our ecclesiastical district. Before we close the show, happy birthday, Brother Sean, our new Kadiwa here in the local congregation of Oxford. Also, shout out to to our assistant district minister Kawili and to our district minister Kajun. They were like tuned in and they were like chatting earlier. That's a lot. Right now we had like 2,000 comments. Go ahead, Brother Stefan.
All right, so again, thank you so much for tuning in to our broadcast for today. To our guest, Sister Sarah, thank you so much. To our two City US weather reporters, Brother Lucas and Brother Lance, thank you so much. To all of our listeners and viewers who tune into every week. And to all the brethren from the whole ecclesiastical district of Los Angeles County, California, and to all of our ministers and evangelical workers, and especially we also thank you so much to our executive producer, Kamali Andaya, to our multimedia advisor, Ka Andrew Makadengdeng, and to our district CFO overseer, Ka Pierre Perez, and to our assistant district minister, Ka Willie Santos, and also lastly, but not the least, to our district minister, Brother Artemio Tipilon Jr. We thank you so much for everyone that has been tuning into to INCRadio Los Angeles.
And of course, we have our special thank yous, our special shout outs to our CFO coordinator and CEBSI CEO, Brother Angelo Rano V. Manalo, and most especially to our beloved executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for allowing us to have our INCRadio broadcasts like this, where you get to tune into more fun, more laughter, more LAC. I think I messed that up, but it's okay. Yay!
Good. Thank you, Thank you,
Thank you,
Kuya
everyone.
Tech.
Yeah, everyone.
Good
Next
job.
up is INCRadio Caribbean.
There you go.
See you next Saturday.